I understand it. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't get it and whatever. I get it, man. I've said it as well. We ain't trying to win a trophy in 6 years. That's what the goal is. That's what the aim is. I've criticized, man. I said, if you go on my TikTok, watch the video I did after I was on holiday. I was in Turkey. I made a video because I felt like I needed to be honest and say that, a lot of this is on Arteta. I feel like we should have gone for it. We didn't. I just think the overreaction is a bit too far. I think a lot of people saying we're not in a title race, we're shit, we're this, we're that. We can't challenge the big team. Bro, what Igal was saying about us against the big teams is true. We ain't lost the game against a big six team in 22 games.
Who cares? We lost the fucking ball, mate.
Talk about people coming in when you're talking. Let me just talk.
Fairs, go on.
Right, you're talking about fans that go to matches and they're bored out of their heads. Well, what about the last 22 games they've gone to watch us against a big six team that they haven't seen us lose? All right, I think it's 13 wins and 9 draws. All right, 13 wins in the last 22 games against big six teams. Cool, we ain't got over the line. I get that, and I've criticised. And I feel like the pressure is on us to get over the line this season. 100% it is. And I criticised the team selection. I feel like the Martinelli one was forced. I feel like Madueke would have started on the left if Saka didn't get injured, and Saka would have started on the right. And I feel like if Eze was fully integrated into this team and had a few more weeks to train and learn the system, I think he would have started. My criticism there is that Nwaneri should have started. This guy came on against Leeds when Odegaard went off. He was better than Odegaard, right? You just gave him a 5-year contract. You put faith in him. You say you want to play him in the middle. You say you want to give him more minutes. How he can just sit on the bench for 90 minutes when Odegaard, who's injured, is coming on. I agree with you, Lee. 100% I agree with you there. That is my criticism. But I'm not worried going forward, because if that is our hardest game this season and it's coming down to fine margins, one moment, of Szoboszlai quality, then why should I be worried?
Okay, Christian, sorry to cut in there. That isn't the hardest game we'll have all season.
What's the hardest
it's
game?
It's not. No, because you're looking at the size of the club and the fact that they're champions.
No,
our hardest game would be Fulham away or some stupid team like Everton or someone. Yeah, respectfully to all these other teams. You're looking at the quality and the caliber and the size and the stature of the football club that we're playing that are current champions. So, yes, it is a hard game. We all knew. I predicted a 2-2 draw. I actually thought we'd score first. They'd score first. Yeah, and then we go 2-1 up and there's scam a draw at the end. Because guess what? They've been poor in the first 2 games. And that was the best opportunity we've had in 13 years to go there, and stamp an authority and say, we're winning this year. And what did we do? Set up with 4 DMs, 4 centre-backs playing across the line, and 3 DMs. What he should have done is gone, let's have a go. Yeah, and if we got wallops, and I want to read this question because there's somebody watching this, and he's a friend of mine, he's texted me, he goes to all the home and away games, all around Europe and England, He texts me, I'm not going to say his name, but bless up to him, He said, where is it? Where are we? Fucking hell, he's been texting me all night. Right, can I ask something? People moaning about how Arteta set up on Sunday. Would you be happy if we went to Anfield and went for it and we had 15 shots, 10 on target and lost 3-0 because we went attacking? Yeah. I would have, because you know why? We showed intent. Yeah, everyone was taking a piss out of Florian Wirtz in that first half. He was awful, absolutely awful, and he's been awful for all the games. However, the second half, he was quality. Yeah, and this is the difference. It's intent. He started with Florian Wirtz. He started with Salah. Salah's been poor. Let's just be real with it. He's been poor again in that game. He was anonymous. Florian Wirtz weren't great in that game. They weren't great. The game was dead. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you go and play a game against a team that are current champions and you go up there to their ground and you go, let's have a go, and then you end up losing 3-0. I've seen this against Man United, by the way, when we battered them and David De Gea turned into Superman, and they beat us 3-1. I was at the game. But guess what? I walked out there and I was like, at least we had a go, but they got fucking lucky today. Yeah, you showed intent. If you're going to Anfield, you have to stamp the authority. I've seen Burnley go and win there. I've seen Palace win there. They went 6 straight home games losses under Klopp. Yeah, so let's not pretend that this is all singing, all dancing Anfield. Yeah, let's not pretend that they're not beatable. We see Fulham, get done in the last minute last season or the year before. Fulham played them off the park. Yeah, we've seen Newcastle with 10 men bop them at St James's. Yes, it's at St James's, not Anfield. Either way, the premise and the concept is the same. You still have to try and score goals. You still have to have intent. We went there to play for a draw and try and bully them. And what they did was superb, by the way. Yeah, because they held up to the physical side of it. Yeah, and then they were Virgil van Dijk dribbling past Declan Rice and Zubamendi. That's their centre half. Then he's passing 40-yard clean, like balls clean through. Like, come on, man. Yeah, they didn't have as many shots as us. But all the way through my watch along, I was like, there's only one team winning this. They had a goal disallowed for offside. Yeah, what did we do? Our striker got booked more than he had a shot. Yeah, come on, man. Like, you've got Eze comes off the bench. Martinelli played 70 minutes. He came on at 70 minutes against Leeds. We done that back to front, by the way. He should have come on at 70 minutes against Leeds.
Injury, though. If Saka doesn't get injured, Saka starts this game.
So basically, after £1 billion nearly, then we're still relying on one player.
No, we're not. We're not at all. But Saka got injured. Which is obviously why he didn't start. He didn't play. Odegaard,
I did tell everyone he would,
even though he came off the bench. A shoulder injury. Look, I think if you're on the bench, you can start. If you can.
Facts. Petit said the same. To be fair,
100%. That's the thing. That's where I'm slightly in two minds about it, because I'm like, if Eze is fully integrated into this team, right? If he's got a few more weeks to, like I just said, to learn this system, I think he starts. If Saka
good players don't need to learn a system, Christian.
Martinelli's on the bench.
Christian, respectfully, mate, a good player don't need to learn a system. Jack Grealish has just rocked up at Everton. Yeah, and he's running rings around everyone. Why? Because he's got away from Pep. Yeah, these players excel. Me and Matty were sat backstage after I did my podcast yesterday. Yeah, and we sat there and did the roundup of all the goals around Europe. All the goals around Europe. Yeah, all the leagues. Yeah, Lucas Torreira is balling out at Galatasaray. People go, oh, it's the Turkish league. Yeah, cool. The aim's still the same. You've got to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, Lucas Torreira got laughed out of town at our football club. Lucas Torreira is too small to play at this guy's system because he ain't 6 foot plus. This guy loves a 6 foot plus bulldozer. The problem with that is the next manager is going to be left with a squad of injured players with scars all over their bodies, not going to get £1 billion, not going to get the fan base give him the backing, and not going to have 6 years of bullshit excuses. And he's going to have to hit the ground running. And I'll tell you why I know that, because I've seen this after Arsene Wenger went. Nobody really was backing Unai Emery. The ones that wanted Wenger out, most of them were backing Unai. I was at the games. They were cheering in the clock end, when Frankfurt was scoring goals on us. But I'm negative. Well, the clock end were cheering Frankfurt goals to get Unai sacked. Yeah. Oh, it's toxic. Cool. Well, let's see what Alexis Sanchez does. Yeah, when he's at Sevilla at 39 years old. Aubameyang's still playing well, by the way. Aubameyang's still bagging goals. Yeah. Aubameyang, he was negative. Jack Grealish, still balling out. There's so many examples of this, bro. The facts and reality is this guy is too fucking petrified to go back to what he did before that Qatar World Cup. Because in his head, when he threw that 8-point lead, he's been super negative ever since tactically. Yeah, his substitutions are an absolute disgrace. Downman with 4 minutes to go. Are you mad? Martinelli for 70 minutes on the pitch. Eze comes on. Yeah, Szoboszlai is right back, by the way, in that game. Yeah, Szoboszlai. Yeah, and you're playing Martinelli, who've done nothing, and you're sitting there watching it for 70 minutes.
Do you know what?
Eze comes on. The first thing he does is flicks the ball straight past him. See you later, bruv. Yeah, fair enough. He gave it away after that, which is why Eze will get bombed out to the bench, because Eze will take risks, which means you give the ball away. This manager likes Martinelli because, number one, he goes back the way. Yeah. And number two, he'll get us corners. Yeah. And he'll retain the ball by getting us a corner or passing it back into midfield. Eze will be holding bench. Soon as 29's back, watch Gyökeres sit bench. Yeah. Because they retain the ball better. This guy is obsessed with possession. How much of the possession do we have in games? Say 70% in a game, 60%. How much is that of us knocking the ball backwards and sideways in our own half or just inside their half? How much of that is in the final third? How many times did Madueke take on a player and cross the ball to Gyökeres? None. He was actually our best player, by the way, and I don't rate that guy one fucking iota. He was our best player. That's how bad it was at Anfield. Liverpool do not need to beat us to win the league. They don't. They lost to us last year and still won the league. Yeah, we beat them at home and lost. And did we lose to them? We drew to them away.
Drew, yeah.
Oh, sorry, we drew both. You're right. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, they still won the league. You don't have to beat Liverpool to win the league. I hear that. But when you're challenging them and they're the fucking title holders, go and stamp some authority down them. Go with an attacking formation. There's no excuses. Everyone's been crying out. Sorry, Dan. I'll say that. No, right. Everyone's been crying out for a striker. Well, we got the striker. Everyone's been crying out for a left forward. Well, Eze's apparently that guy now. Everyone's been crying out for Saka replacement or backup. Sorry. Well, we got that now. We've got Dalman. We've got Ethan. We've got mad attacking options, bro. And he goes there with Mikel fucking Marino in midfield with Declan Rice and Zubamendi.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Tells you all you need to know about this manager.
There's questions. I get it. 100% he's made mistakes. Like I say, he's made mistakes, this weekend. And if it doesn't happen this season, then it's probably time to go. But he's done a lot of good things for this football club. And I do believe that if he doesn't win this season and he goes, or if he wins this season and he goes, that he's leaving us in a great place. I know people want to talk about injuries and Lee wants to mention scars on players' bodies, but, teams get injuries. These things happen, injuries happen. But what he's done to this squad, the fact that he's made a lot of fans, even Lee, you can't deny this, I've heard you say on streams with us that this team has the potential to win the league, and he's built this team, right? The fact that you believe this squad is good enough to win the Premier League says a lot about Mikel Arteta and his management. What he's done to this defence, this midfield, the attack, there's still questions, but what he's done with Saka, turning him into one of the best attackers in the world. Cool. Injuries you can question and overplay, and I get it. Now, he is, on his day, when Saka's fit, he's one of the best attackers in world football. Right? What he's done with this defence. Saliba and Gabriel, people say that it's the best defensive partnership in Europe. Mikel Arteta's made that. Right? I think Jurriën Timber's the best right back in the league. He plays for Arsenal. All right? David Raya, the Golden Glove 2 years in a row. There is so many positives to talk about when it comes to this manager.
Cool. So why can't he win with all these best players then?
I've said this, Lee. I've said this. I'm saying.
Well, no. So he's a great manager. He's got great players. So why can't he win them?
I'm just saying he has built this squad, and if he
has built this squad, but why hasn't he won with it then? If all of this is great, Christian.
But it is. That's the thing. Sometimes
we've got some very good players. I like a lot of the players at this club, by the way. So don't think I'm just being ultra negative.
He has bought in and he has built and he's improved.
Fantastic. So why hasn't he won with it then?
Because maybe he's not good enough.
Thank you. We get there in the end.
This is what I'm saying. I still back him. I still think he's a very, very good manager. But if this season he can't get over the line, we need to find someone else. I've said that.
But you said that last season, Christian.
No, I didn't actually.
Miguel said it last season. Everyone said it last season. He has to win a major. I was sitting there saying win a League Cup or he's got to go.
Real season where we thought we can actually challenge this season. But we didn't do enough in the transfer window. We didn't do enough in the transfer window, right? And I don't believe that was on Mikel Arteta. I think that was on this ownership and Edu. Right, bringing in Sterling on deadline day.
Come on,
bringing in Sterling on deadline day. I don't think that was Arteta's dream transfer window. Come on, man, be realistic. Yeah, Arteta was.
Why is he sitting there telling us after 5 minutes, guys? I had to sign him. He's got so much to prove, guys. So he's a bullshitter then.
No, man. Edu said in an interview, we didn't plan to bring Sterling.
Thank you. So who planned to bring him in after 10 minutes on the phone, guys? I thought, this guy is so hungry, guys. He wants to prove a point, guys. So that's on the manager then. We've seen the evidence.
Was it? And in January, Arteta's in press conferences crying out that we haven't got enough going forward. We need goals.
Yeah, because he's realised that Sterling's a fraud.
They give him nothing. No, but I'm just saying there are reasons why it hasn't happened, right? Some his mistakes, some ownership, some injuries, right? There's a lot of things that make up professional football, top level elite sport, right? It's not just one man. And it hasn't just been one man for the past 6 years, the reason we haven't won. There's been more than one reason. Now bringing in Berta, with the transfer window we've just had, it was an incredible window, right? We addressed everything. Lee, me and you sat on a stream a few months ago. You said the squad is absolutely finished. We're not going to bring in more than 4 or 5 players. Like Dan just said, we brought in 8 players.
Right? Yeah, we got rid of 9. It's almost like it was a rebuild.
It was a rebuild. I said it was a rebuild. Egal's chatting about rebuild, man. Right? It's a rebuild. 100%. We needed it. Right? But like I said, there's no excuses now. And I think this squad is in a very good... Cool, we just lost against Liverpool. People are going to, look at that. It was right now, right? It happened on Sunday. Cool. But there was, like I said, again, there was fine margins in that game between us and who...
No, there was fine margins against Real Madrid, Christian. Fine margins against Madrid. 2 Declan Rice free kicks. Doesn't matter about fine margins, bro. Let's be real. Are you worried about playing Everton this season? Because I am.
I'm not.
Cool. Are you worried about playing Fulham?
I'm not worried about playing anyone else. I think we can beat any team in this league.
Yeah, we can, but will we? And that's the point. We lose to West Ham. We lose to Bournemouth. We lose to Fulham. Yeah, we draw with Everton.
We lost 4 games, man.
Yeah, and we drew about 14.
Draws killed us.
Thank you. Why?
We didn't have that quality in attack to get over the line and kill teams when we had the chance.
Okay, so Christian, be real, yeah, right? Be real. So we didn't have the quality to get over the line when it really mattered, like in tight games, yeah? We know most teams are going to park the bus against us and we're going to play U-shaped football on the edge of the box and play for corners, yeah? Right? How many chances has Victor Gyökeres been served up this season in the games that he's played? How many chances have we created as a football club? I'll tell you what. Yeah, I guarantee Sunderland have created probably the only team that created less than us. Yeah, because we don't create nothing, bro. When I'm looking at other teams, Newcastle.
3 games, man. You can't talk about.
Okay, that's fine.
We played one sec. Let me to answer your question. We played away at Old Trafford, right? It was limited to chances. We didn't play well that game. They had one chance where he cut in on the right and fluffed it. Cool. I understand that game we were poor. Against Leeds, he had chances. He had the one where it got nicked off. I can't remember who took it off the defender and he scuffed it.
He scuffed it wide. Yeah.
The chance on the left. I know you said it wasn't a chance, but that he thrives in those positions. Yeah, good ball from Calafiori.
And he scored twice, but he made his own chance.
Scores a penalty.
The penalty. So 2 chances so far.
Yeah.
2 chances in 3 games.
And then we played against who people are saying is the best team in the league.
Okay,
right?
that's fantastic. But you're dismissing Man United, by the way, because you're making up Man United. You're saying, Man United. But you're the same fans, respectfully, that sat there saying, they're fucking shit. They finished 15th.
No. I
know you. I'm not saying you personally. What I'm saying is there's a lot of fans that were laughing at Man United for being 15th. I was one of them. I did a show with Rance earlier. I said, long may it continue. Keep him. Yeah, I hate them. Yeah, when we beat them, they were still 15th. Do you know how funny that is? However, we made them look decent. They didn't play Grimsby, and Grimsby scored 4 goals. 2 were disallowed. How can't we create 4 goal scoring opportunities and put the ball in the back of the net? They actually created more. Why aren't we doing that?
That's not always how football works, though. Right?
Yeah, but I know football's all about trophies, Christian, and we ain't won one for nearly 6 years.